Welcome back, everybody. We are going ahead with our practice. We're on practice number 4. Today, we are going to focus on the reference tab in Word, and we are going to work with table of contents, lists, captions, and yeah, that's the main thing, and the table of contents, plus some of other areas we have worked with before. Just like we did with the other exercises, we are going to use our practice guide and go along with that. So without wasting time, let's go ahead and open our talk file. You should have downloaded it from the link below. Go to descriptions, click on the link, download that, and that's what we are going to use. I already went ahead, downloaded my file. I will just use my folder. I had already created my desktop folder. It has the file that I downloaded and saved into this folder. So there's my file there. I'm going to double click on the file. When you're working with template files, don't right click to open unless you want to edit the template. And in this case, we don't want to edit the template. We want to create a new document. So just double click on the file or click on it and press the enter key. And it will open to a new document, and in this case it's showing document 1. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Remember, shortcut to saving is Control S, and it brings up a save window, and I'm going to save it in my folder. So I double click on my folder and it gives me the option to save it as, we are supposed to save it as business systems. So let me put this in caps, business systems. And I press enter or click save. Okay, it seems that the document was saved in a lower version, so it's going to be upgraded to what we are using now. Right now I'm using 2016 and I just click OK. So there is my document. How do I know it's saved with the right file name? In the title bar, it's no longer saying document 1, it says business system. So we are now ready to work. Number 2 tells us to change the font of the whole document. Remember our shortcut for saving to the whole document, Control A, for selecting the whole document, Control A. So it selects everything, and we are going to change the font type to Arial. Let's look for Arial. I'm going to scroll down. You could type it in or just look for it. There we go. And the font size is supposed to be 12. It's usually the font size for most business documents. So there we go. That's font size 12. And we are supposed to use a narrow margin setting for this document. We go into our layout, and on the left side of the layout menu or ribbon, we select narrow. Narrow will reduce the margins of the document. And don't forget, after 1 or 2 um, tasks, Control S, you press Control S to save your work. Number 4 tells us to insert page numbers at the bottom center of the document. So we are going to go to insert on the main menu bar, and we are going to go to the section of headers and footers. Because we are going to put these at the bottom, we are going to select footer, and in the footer we want to choose the bottom center. I'm going to select this option here, bottom center, and it has put a page number in the center. You can either close head and footer from this point, or you double click right above your text. Number 5, make all chapter headings begin on a new page. This is taking us to the next. Remember last time we worked with page break. We know how to create a page break, so that is, we're going to use the same option. Either use insert page break after you've put your cursor in the right space, or shortcut Control Enter. So I'm going to look for each chapter heading, and I'm going to use the search tool, Control F, that's for find. So I go ahead, press Control F, and I'm going to look for the word chapter so that I don't have to struggle and scroll in the whole document. So there is chapter 1. Chapter 1 actually begins on a new page. So I'm going to look for the next chapter. Let me use the arrows, the down arrow. I'm going to keep checking downward. I don't need that chapter, not that one, not that one. I'm looking for chapter headings. Here is a second one. So I go to chapter 2. I click before the letter C. Let me scroll so that you can see what I'm doing. I click before the letter C and I press Control Enter. So it's begun on a new chapter and I'm still looking for the next one. This is chapter 3. I click before letter C and Control Enter. I look for the next chapter. Control Find is a good way of looking for different words, okay, or different things in a document that may be large. I'm at chapter 4. I type Control Enter. We were instructed to put our chapter headings on new pages. So for each of these, I press Control Enter to create a new, to make sure the chapter begins on a new page. Okay, and we are back up to chapter 1, meaning we are done with the document. I'm going to close this navigation pane down and we are back to our document. Let me zoom back in. Number 6, we are supposed to apply the following styles to the various headings. We have heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. Now, you cannot create a table of contents without applying either levels or heading styles. And there are different ways of doing this. I'm going to show you one method. If you know another one, great. You can discuss that with your friends, your classmates. You can work with that. So let's go to the home menu to see where we apply the heading styles. So chapter 1 in this case is going to have a heading 1 style. We've been told to make it bold. So let me just highlight it. Step 1 is to apply formatting. So I'm going to put the formatting we've been told. It should be bold, size 14, okay, and center aligned. So there we've done that, bold, 14, and center aligned. We have applied the correct formatting. After that, you're going to move your mouse to the styles section and put your mouse over heading 1. Don't click. You're just going to hover over. You're going to hover over the heading 1 style and you're going to right click. Once you right click, you are going to select the first option which says update heading 1 to match selection. Okay, there we go. And now heading 1 has changed the style. It now looks like what we selected. So from now on, all heading 1s are going to have that kind of style. Chapter 1 is a heading 1. What else is a heading 1? The audience. These are preliminary pages. Audience will also have heading 1. So this time you don't need to right click. Just click anywhere in your heading and select once. And we shall do the same all the way down. Okay, I would like to work with heading 2. Anything that falls under a heading 1 becomes a heading 2. Because introduction is a subtopic under or a subheading under chapter 1, it is automatically going to get heading 2. Remember, chapter 1 was heading 1. Introduction, which falls under chapter 1, gets heading 2. So I'm going to first apply formatting. Remember the steps. Put formatting. We were told it has to be blue, bold, with a bottom border. So blue is blue, dark blue. and make it light blue so that we can see it clearly, bold, and with a bottom border. We are going to go to our border tool and we click bottom border. So there we go. There is our border, there is our style, and after we apply the formatting, we are going to go to where it says heading 2. Remember, don't click, hover over it. Just make sure your cursor is over. Even though you notice this changing, don't click, don't panic. It's just trying to show you the current heading style. We are going to right click and update heading 2 to match selection. Great. And 1.2, this is also the second heading under chapter 1. So it's also going to get heading 2. You click anywhere inside the heading and you now click heading 2. So I would like us to work on heading 3. Oh, here is a heading 3. Let's first apply these headings here. This is heading 2. Now this heading 1.3.1 is a heading that falls under 1.3, which means it's going to become heading 3. So we first need to format. Okay, apply the formatting, and in this case we are told to make it purple and it's supposed to be italicized. There we go. After we've applied the formatting, we are supposed to come on the screen and look for heading 3. I'm going to click on the drop down arrow. There is heading 3. Right click, update heading 3 to match selection. So this too is heading 3. I'm going to just scroll down. That's also heading 3. A quick way of doing this is to use the format painter. I want to apply this heading style using the format painter. The format painter allows you to paint and make several changes, similar changes at a go. So make sure your cursor is in the formatting you want to apply. I have placed it in software. I hope you can see my screen. Let me zoom out. I click anywhere inside and I double click on format painter. There we go. My paint tool is ready. This is also heading 3. This is heading 5. This is heading, not heading 5, sorry, that's heading 3. This was heading 3, and this also is heading 3. This is also heading 3. Okay. Oh, I have a big gap. And then here we have chapter 2. So I'm going to remove. You can press the escape key or click back there. Let me press escape on the keyboard and I'm out of there. So I'm now back to chapter 2. Chapter 2, remember, is a heading 1. It is at the same level as chapter 1. So I click anywhere in that heading and I look for heading 1. There we go. This is a topic under chapter 2. So this becomes heading 2. This is also heading 2. And you're going to do this on and on until you're done with the whole document. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put all the heading styles. This is heading 2. And this is heading 2. And I get to chapter 3. And this is heading 1. Chapter 3 is at the same level as chapter 1, chapter 2. These are all chapter headings, so they get level 1. And this is going to be heading 2. Let me just reduce this space. Okay. I think I need to bullet these just to make our document look nice. Okay. This is going to be heading 2. Let me use the format painter. Remember, click anywhere inside, double click on the paint tool or format painter. I call it paint tool, and just click once. Oh, that's heading 3. Let me first put heading 2s. Ooh, heading 2, heading 2, heading 2, heading 2. Okay, and these may also be heading 2s. Okay, I'll just call this is going to be 4.1, and this one is going to be 4.2. All right, I'm going to save, Control S. So I'm going to go ahead with this. Okay, we're going ahead. I was going ahead to put the different formattings. In chapter 4, I went ahead to type here 4.1 introduction. I put heading 2. Types of software also got heading 2. Operating systems 4.2.1, I put it as heading 3. And I go ahead to this section here. I'm going to put this as 4.2.2. It's also going to have heading 3. This one is going to be 4.2.3, and this one is also going to be heading 3. Okay, let me reduce the space here. Okay. This is going to be 4.2.4. This is all under software. Okay, and on. Okay, applications for the enterprise, we're going to call this 4.3, and it's going to have heading 2, and this one would be 4.3.1, and that is going to have heading 3. Why heading 3? Because it is a heading under applications for the enterprise. This is going to be 4.3.2. Okay, after a while you get a hang of what is a subset of the other. This is 4.3.3. Okay, so mobile applications. We can put this as part of the applications for the enterprise. That's okay. 4.3.5. 4, not 5. 4, and we also put it as heading 3, and this one becomes 4.3.5. all right, there we go, and we continue all the way till we are done updating our whole document. Chapter 5 gets heading 1. I'm just going to touch on a few. This is introduction is going to become 5.1. Why do we put it 5.1? This is the first heading under chapter 5, and it gets heading 2. That's how we get this. This is going to be 5.2, and that's also going to be heading 2. This is going to be 5.2.1, and you can call this heading 3. Actually, this is another topic altogether. This is 5.3. It's going to be heading 2. Okay, 5.3. This is 5.2, and this becomes 5.3, and this is 5.3.1. I think you've seen how we apply the headings. Just to remind us, go to the beginning of the video and we show how to update the different headings. Don't forget to save. You will continue all the way through the whole document, and we are going to go to number 7 now. I've not completed till the end of the document. Please do so. We are supposed to change the line spacing of the whole document. So Control A to select the whole document, and we change the line spacing to 1.5. Okay. And then we are supposed to apply appropriate captions to the figures and tables in the document. Captions, usually the rule is this. When you're applying captions, make sure your captions go below the graphic, whether it's a figure, a chart, a picture, a drawing. Those usually go below. The one for the table is the one that usually goes above. Table 1, and you give the title of the table. But for the rest, it would be a figure and it goes below the item. So let's go and look for our graphics in the document. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to use the page down button so that we scroll. Check your keyboard. There is a key called page down. So here I come to the first picture. This is a picture of Steve Bezos and Bill Gates of Apple and Microsoft. So we want to put a caption on this. Step 1, click on the graphic. You have to make sure you can see the handles, meaning that the graphic is selected. And we are going to go to references on the main menu bar, and we select the option Insert Caption. And this is figure 1. So I use a full colon and I say Apple and Microsoft CEOs. I think we can do that. Let's say discussion. Discussion by, let's say, Apple and Microsoft CEOs. All right, there we go. We've put our caption, and notice that the position is below the selected item. So we click and the caption is in. I'm going to go back to page down. Oh, there's another picture here we didn't need. I'm going to delete this one. Okay, page down. We are looking for different graphics in the document. I'm pressing the page down. It allows you to go step by step down the document. Oh, there is a table. So we have a table here, and here is the title of the table. I'm going to copy this title. Control C. I first select it. You notice what I did? I selected it. Control C means copy, or right click and you choose the option copy. Then I'm going to remove it. Make sure, remember I've copied it, it's saved inside. Click on the handle of the table. Then you go to references, and again you insert a caption. Remember, this is not a figure, this is a table. You're going to come to the label and change this to table. There we go. And I had already saved the title. I'm just going to Control V, meaning paste. And I go ahead and I have put a title on that table. Table 1, a listing. So again, I'm going to continue downward using the page down option. Here is something else. This is a graphic, a graph of a microprocessor, a graphical representation of Moore's law. So I'm going to copy this. This is what I'll put as my figure title. I copy. I've copied it and I get rid of it, delete. I click. Remember we said you have to click on the graph or the figure. I've clicked. I go to insert caption. This is not a table, this is a figure. I click on figure 2. I didn't choose, it automatically puts the number, and I paste what I copied out. So there we go. Oh, we have a motherboard here, and there is the title. I'm going to just copy this. Can even cut it. Make sure you've selected, go to insert caption, and this is figure 3. Good. I'll reduce the space here, but my work looks good. Again, I'm using page down. I'm looking for more items. That seems to be it. Let's just continue. Oh, there is another one. This is also a figure, so I click on it. This is a figure of what? Operating system levels. I guess this is it. Okay, so I select this, Control C, these are layers. I'm going to go to insert caption, and we're going to call these layers in the operating system. Okay, these are layers in the operating system, and there we have that one set up. Page down, we are looking for other documents or other graphs, not documents but graphs. Cancel that, not documents but graphs. Notice that I didn't put headings on the rest of this for time's sake. You should have completed all, and I'm at the end of the document. I want to go back to the top. Shortcut is Control and the Home key. It will take you back to the top of your document. Control S, don't forget to save. That is quite a bit. We are going to number 9. We are supposed to create a table of contents in the appropriate place. Usually the table of contents will come in the preliminary pages, either before the preamble, or we are going to put ours after the preamble. So we need to create a page. Okay, could also put it just before the chapter. Let's do that because we have the audience here. So I'm going to create a page. Let me click before chapter 1. There we go. And I'm going to put a page break. Remember a shortcut, Control Enter, meaning I'm going back to a blank page. Okay, this is where I have my new page, and I'm going to type here table of contents. Table of contents. There we go. And I would like this to have a heading 1 style. There we go. And let me click below here. This is going to be normal. I've clicked on the style. I want my text to have a normal style. So make sure you have your cursor blinking right below the table of contents. And to put in a table of contents, we are going to go to References, click Table of Contents, and there are different styles you can use. But we are going to go to this last option here that says Custom Table of Contents. And we are going to click OK. And you should get a table of contents in your document. Remember what we said. The table of contents is generated from the styles. So if you don't put in styles, the table of contents will not be able to work. So you can continue putting in different styles, update the document, and when you're done, you still come back to references and you click the option update table, and it will put in any new changes that you put in. Great. Next, we are going to go ahead and do number 10, which tells us create a list of figures in the appropriate place. So we are going to put a list of figures after the table of contents. Is that okay? After the table of contents. So let's go ahead and create a new page. Okay, should remember how to do that. And we are going to type here list of figures. Okay. All right, and I press the enter key. I would also like this list of figures to have a heading 1 style there, and then I click right below the list of figures. That's where the list of figures is going to go. Again, we go to references, and this time we are going to go to the section of captions, and there is the option insert table of figures. And what type of figure do you want to put in? If you want to put in a list of tables, you need to change this to table. But in our case, we want to apply or put a list of figures, and we click OK. And all the tables that had, all the figures that had captions will be listed with their exact page numbers. Don't forget Control S. We have done quite a lot today. We are going to stop here, and in the next session, we are going to look at putting in citations and creating a bibliography. Try also putting in a list of tables. See whether you can do that too in your work. It's not on our question bank, but go ahead and see whether you can put in a list of tables. Remember, you go to the same place, but you should have first inserted captions. Okay, thank you for your time. Good day.